Chapter 4 Story of India's Storytelling Traditions, NCERT Question Answers, MCQs, and Extra Question Answers from Grade 7 Subject Arts Book Kriti. Page 50 Circle Time. Question 1 If you had to create a new form of storytelling, what are the things you would add? How would you make it more interesting? Answer: If I had to create a new form of storytelling, I would add pictures, music, dance, expressions, costumes, and puppets. I would also use a digital screen or projector to show scenes and background images. To make it more interesting, I would let the audience ask questions, sing along, and take part in small actions during the story. I would use simple language, funny dialogues, and sound effects so that children enjoy the story and remember its message. Question 2. If you were in the government, list out two things you would do to save these art forms from dying out. Answer: If I were in the government, I would do these two things. First, start training programs in schools and villages. I would invite traditional storytellers to schools and cultural centers so that children can learn these art forms directly from them. Second, give financial and public support to artists. I would provide money, awards, stages, and opportunities for performances so that storytellers can continue their work with respect and dignity. Page 51 Become a storyteller. The page asks students to connect pictures and create their own story. Sample story title: The Brave Princess and the Forest Secret. Once there was a kind princess who loved to help everyone in her kingdom. One day she heard that a sacred elephant had gone missing from the royal forest. The princess decided to find it. She walked through the forest with courage. There she met a wise sage sitting under a tree. The sage told her that the elephant had been taken near an old palace and that only honesty and bravery could bring it back. The princess continued her journey. On the way, she prayed to Lord Ganesha for wisdom and strength. Soon she reached the palace where she found the elephant trapped by selfish men. Using her intelligence and calm words, she convinced them to free the elephant. The elephant returned safely, and the people of the kingdom celebrated with joy. The princess was praised for her bravery, kindness, and wisdom. Moral: Courage, kindness, and wisdom can solve difficult problems. A unique way to narrate it. Answer: I would narrate this story in a sing-song style with soft background music. I would use hand movements for the elephant, facial expressions for the princess, and simple dance steps to show the journey through the forest. I would also use rhyming lines in some parts to make the storytelling more enjoyable. Page 53 Summative Assessment Individual. Pick any emotion and list out 3 or 4 levels of intensity. Answer: Emotion anger, 1 annoyed, 2nd upset, 3 angry, 4th furious. Build all of it into one story. Answer: Ria was doing her homework when her little brother disturbed her again and again. At first she felt annoyed. Then she tore one page of her notebook and she became upset. When, sh- when he spilled water on her bag, she got angry. Finally, when he broke her favorite pen, she became furious. But after some time, she calmed down and understood that shouting would not help. She explained things politely and her brother said sorry. Write a script that includes scenes and dialogues. Answer: Title: Ria learns to control anger. Scene 1 Study Room. Ria: Please don't disturb me. I have to finish my homework. Brother: I just want to play. Ria: Not now. I am getting annoyed. Scene 2 After the notebook is torn. Ria: Oh no. You tore my notebook. Now I am upset. Brother: I didn't do it on purpose. Scene 3 Water spills on the bag. Ria: You spilled water too. Now I am really angry. Brother: I am sorry, Didi. Scene 4 The broken pen. Ria: That was my favorite pen. I am furious. Mother: Calm down, Ria. Anger will not solve the problem. Scene 5 ending. Riya, I should speak calmly. Brother, sorry Didi, I will be careful next time. Riya, it's okay, let us clean this together. Page 53 Summative Assessment Group. Pick a story from social science or English textbook. Answer. Our group picked up the story The Thirsty Crow. Write a script by creating characters and dividing it into scenes. Answer. Title The Thirsty Crow. Characters Crow, Narrator, Children. Scene 1 A hot day. Narrator. It was a hot summer day. A crow was very thirsty. Crow, I need water. I'm so thirsty. Scene 2 Search for water. Narrator. The crow flew here and there in search of water. Crow, I cannot find water anywhere. Scene 3 The pot. Narrator. At last, the crow saw a pot with a little water in it. Crow. The water is too low. How can I drink it? Scene 4 The idea. Narrator. The crow saw some pebbles nearby. Crow. I have an idea. Scene 5 Success. Narrator. The crow dropped pebbles into the pot. The water rose up. Crow. Now I can drink the water. Children. Where there is a will, there is a way. Perform a 3-minute pantomime show. Answer. For the pantomime, one student can act as the crow, one as the narrator, and others as trees, sun, and children. The crow can use actions like flying, searching, feeling tired, finding the pot, dropping pebbles, and drinking water. Background music and expressions can make the performance lively and meaningful. So friends, here are extra helpful answers from the chapter content. Sometimes teachers also ask short content based questions from the lesson. Here are important ready answers from the chapter. What is Harikathe? Answer. Harikathe is a traditional form of storytelling through songs, dance and narration. It became popular in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The storyteller is called Harikathe Dasa. Who was Guru Rajulu Naidu? Answer. Guru Rajulu Naidu was a multilingual and multi-talented storyteller known for his great contribution to Harikathe. He was given the title Karnataka Harikathe Pitamaha. He made Harikathe performances shorter and more audience friendly. What is Kavad Katha? Answer. Kavad Katha is a 500-year-old storytelling tradition of Rajasthan. In this art form, storytellers use a painted wooden box with pictures to narrate stories from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Panchatantra and Hitopdesha. Who are the Kavadiyas? Answer. Kavadiyas are the traditional storytellers who carry the kavad from village to village and narrate stories using pictures and songs. They help preserve this old storytelling tradition. Why are traditional storytelling forms becoming rare? Answer. Traditional storytelling forms are becoming rare because young people are not learning them and many people now spend more time on television and smartphones. As a result, fewer people listen to these storytellers. Why should we save storytelling traditions? Answer. We should save storytelling traditions because they are oral traditions passed from one generation to another. They teach values, preserve culture and traditions, help even those who cannot read or write learn important stories like the Ramayana and Mahabharata. So friends, next 30 MCQs. Question 1. What is the title of chapter 4? Answer B. Story of India's storytelling traditions. Second, who is the girl in the chapter who loved telling stories? Answer C. Kathanjali. The chapter begins with a girl named Kathanjali who loved telling stories and knew many stories from the past and present. Question 3. Kathanjali knew stories from ancient history to the most modern ones. The chapter says that Kathanjali knew all the stories from ancient history to the most modern ones. Question 4. Why did Kathanjali create storytellers? Answer B. To tell stories to people. Kathanjali felt that people were missing the fun and values of stories, so she created storytellers to narrate them. Question 5. Storytellers were people who could remember and narrate stories in interesting ways. The lesson clearly says storytellers were people who could remember and narrate stories in very interesting ways. Question 6. Around which century BCE did Kathanjali introduce pictures, music, dance and puppets? Answer B. 2nd century BCE. The chapter states that around the 2nd century BCE, new elements like pictures, music, dance and puppets were added to storytelling. Question 7. Why did Kathanjali introduce pictures, music, dance and puppets? Answer C. To make storytelling more interesting. She noticed that listeners sometimes got bored or distracted, so she added these elements to make storytelling engaging. Question 8. Harikathe developed in which part of Bharata? Answer B. Southern part. The lesson says that during the 12th century, Kathanjali was traveling in the southern part of Bharata where Harikathe developed. Question 9. Which sage inspired the storytelling style of Harikathe? Answer B. Narada Muni. Narada Muni, who went from place to place narrating stories of Lord Vishnu, inspired this form. Question 10. Which community was encouraged to tell stories through songs and dance? Answer B. Bhagavatar community. The chapter says the Bhagavatar community was encouraged to start telling stories through songs and dance. Question 11. Why was this storytelling form called Harikathe? Answer C. Because it narrated stories of Lord Hari. Explanation. It was called Harikathe because the stories narrated were about Lord Hari. Question 12. What was the storyteller in Harikathe called? Answer B. Harikathe Dasa. Explanation. The lesson specifically says that the storyteller was called Harikathe Dasa. Question 13. Harikathe became popular across all of these except answer D. Kerala. The states mentioned are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Kerala is not listed in the chapter. Question 14. Guru Rajulu Naidu was born in answer B. 1931. The information box about Guru Rajulu Naidu clearly states that he was born in 1931. Question 15. Guru Rajulu Naidu was given which title? Answer B. Karnataka Harikathe Pitamaha. Explanation. He was given this title because of his contributions to Harikathe. Question 16. Guru Rajulu Naidu changed Harikathe performances to about answer C. 90 minutes. Earlier Harikathe performances went on all night, but he made them shorter around 90 minutes, which audiences liked. Question 17. Kawad Katha is a storytelling tradition that is over answer D. 500 years old. The chapter directly says that Kawad Katha is over 500 years old. Question 18. Kawad Katha belongs mainly to which state? Answer B. Rajasthan. The lesson says the Bhats, a craftspeople community in Rajasthan, developed this picture-based storytelling form. Question 19. Who were asked to create an interesting way of using pictures to tell stories? Answer B. Bhats. The chapter says the Bhats of Rajasthan were asked to create this form of storytelling using pictures. Question 20. Why were pictures important in Kawad Katha? Answer B. They did not need language. Since pictures do not need language, anyone could understand them. Question 21. Besides scriptures, Kawad storytellers also told stories from answer C. Panchatantra and Hitopdesha for children. The chapter clearly mentions these as stories told for children. Question 22. Modern Kawad stories also give messages about answer B. Hygiene and educating girl children. The lesson says that nowadays Kawad storytellers also narrate socially relevant stories like educating girl children and maintaining hygiene. Question 23. Kawad is usually made from the wood of a answer C. Mango tree. The box of pictures used in Kawad Katha is created with the wood of the mango tree. Question 24. Kawad boxes usually have between answer C. 8 to 16 parts. According to the chapter, depending on the story, the boxes can have anywhere between 8 to 16 parts. Question 25. The biggest Kawad cover made so far is answer D. 25 feet long. The chapter mentions that the biggest Kawad cover made so far is 25 feet long. Question 26. Khojaram ji is from near answer B. Jodhpur. The chapter says Khojaram ji is from Kumar Dhani near Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Question 27. Khojaram ji is among the few surviving. Answer C. Kavadiyas. The lesson calls him one of the few surviving Kavadiyas. Question 28. Which painting style from Rajasthan tells stories of Puranas, kings and local deities? Answer C. Fard paintings. On page 50, Fard paintings of Rajasthan are described as telling stories of Puranas, kings, battles and local deities like Pabuji and Dev Narayan. Question 29. Thangaka is associated with which kind of stories? Answer B. Stories from Buddhist scriptures and lives of saints. The chapter says Thangaka tells stories from Buddhist scriptures, events in the lives of saints, and local folk stories. Question 30. Why is it important to save storytelling traditions? Answer B. They preserve culture, values, and oral traditions. Explanation. The chapter explains that these forms pass stories through generations, teach values, and keep our culture and traditions alive. Next, 15 short question answers. Question 1. Who is Kathanjali? Answer. Kathanjali is the storytelling character in the chapter who loves telling stories. She knows stories from ancient times to modern times and is always searching for more interesting stories. Question 2. Why did Kathanjali create storytellers? Answer. Kathanjali created storytellers because people did not know stories and were missing the fun and values they could learn from them. She wanted stories to reach everyone. Question 3. How did storytelling become more interesting over time? Answer. Storytelling became more interesting when pictures, music, dance, and puppets were added. These made the experience lively and enjoyable for people of all ages. Question 4. What is Harikathe? Answer. Harikathe is a traditional storytelling form in which stories are narrated through songs and dance. It mainly tells stories of Lord Hari. Question 5. In which states did Harikathe become popular? Answer. Harikathe became popular in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Question 6. Who was Guru Rajulu Naidu? Answer. Guru Rajulu Naidu was a multilingual and multi-talented storyteller. He made great contributions to Harikathe and was given the title Karnataka Harikathe Pitamaha. Question 7. What change did Guru Rajulu Naidu bring to Harikathe performances? Answer. Earlier Harikathe performances went on all night, but Guru Rajulu Naidu shortened them to about 90 minutes. This new style was welcomed by the audience. Question 8. What is Kavad Katha? Answer. Kavad Katha is a 500-year-old storytelling tradition of Rajasthan. In this art form, stories are narrated with the help of a painted wooden box called Kavad. Question 9. Why was Kavad Katha used for common people? Answer. Kavad Katha was useful because common people could not read scriptures like the Ramayana, Mahabharata and Puranas. Pictures helped them understand the stories easily. Question 10. What kind of stories were told through Kavad Katha? Answer. Kavad Katha included stories from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Panchatantra and Hitopdesha. Today it also includes stories with social messages. Question 11. Who is Khojaram ji? Answer. Khojaram ji is a Kavadiya from Kumar Dhani near Jodhpur, Rajasthan. He has been practicing Kavad Katha for more than 40 years and is among the few surviving Kavadiyas. Question 12. What is shown in Fard paintings? Answer. Fard paintings of Rajasthan show stories of Puranas, kings, battles they fought, and praise of local deities like Pabuji and Dev Narayan. Question 13. What stories are shown in Thangaka paintings? Answer. Thangaka paintings show stories from Buddhist scriptures, events in the lives of saints, and local folk stories. Question 14. What problems are traditional storytellers facing today? Answer. Traditional storytelling forms are slowly becoming rare because young people are not learning them. Also, many people now spend more time watching television and smartphones, so there are fewer listeners. Question 15. Why should we preserve storytelling traditions? Answer. We should preserve storytelling traditions because they are oral traditions passed down through generations. They teach values, spread important stories, and keep our culture and traditions alive. So friends, we have completed NCERT question answers, 30 MCQs and 15 extra question answers from chapter 4, Story of India's Storytelling Traditions. We have already studied notes and summary of this chapter. You can find the link in the description and on the screen. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.